Welcome back to the channel, where the agenda is to help to unite all people of African ancestry so we can build and prosper. So one of my subscribers, a brother, reached out to me and said that he didn't know what to do with the information or how to use the information that I'm giving, because he sees where the things that I'm saying could basically go against white people. And he doesn't want to be a part of that, which is a fair point, and I give him my respect for reaching out to me, and I will not use this platform to bash him. He's a brother, and I respect him. I don't think I need to get defensive. I just need to explain myself and clarify my stance. Based on what he said, he's not necessarily against what I am saying, but he's more comfortable with helping the race in the usual way. That is by simply helping humanity overall. And black people will be included somewhere in there. Well, I disagree. And we had a discussion about it, and the black race needs special attention. And mind you, not everybody call me, but based on what I'm feeling, based on the reaction I'm getting, I don't think he's the only one who don't quite know how to relate to this content. So for anyone who might be watching this video with a kind of caution, you're treating the message almost like a contraband, like some prohibited material. It's not that serious. There's no need to worry. For now, if you don't know what to do with the information, I invite you to just listen. You see, I've just started, So I want you to consider the content as a movie series. When it just starts, you won't understand the plot just yet. Who you suspect to be the villain might just turn out not to be. And there has to be some sort of suspense, or else the movie will be too predictable. And predictable in movies is boring. So I'm saying that to say that everything will soon make sense. Everything that I'm saying here will soon fall into shape. We soon get to know each other more the more videos I put out. So for the record, I'm not racist. I don't hate white people. I love all people. But I just love black people especially, because I recognize that the black race is love deprived. We love everyone, but that love is not reciprocated. They have never loved us back, and slowly we are finding out that there is nothing we can do to change that. So we have to love ourselves. Even using the word black people loving each other sounds weird for some people, because we are more accustomed to the narrative about black interaction being negative. The media only talks about aggression and crime and negativity when it comes to us. And that narrative has to change. And we have to change it. I am not angry. I am passionate. What you hear in my voice is conviction and confidence, because I am sure. I am very sure about what I'm saying. Some people who want to keep the peace, or who don't want to disturb the status quo, may think that I'm just aggravating old sores. They may think that I'm just creating problems where no problems exist. But I'm simply pointing out what is already there, but nobody wants to talk about it. I'm not starting anything. But I understand if they don't see the problems. You see, that is one of the reasons why I started this channel. Because the suffering of black people is always invisible to the rest of the world. And remarkably, it is sometimes even invisible to us. Well, I am here to make it visible. Take the war in Ukraine, for example. It is on every TV channel. Every prime minister and every president in the West is campaigning for it to end. Every news network is doing everything to humanize the victims on Ukraine's side. They flood us with images of hospitals and schools being bombed, little children cowering in fear, old people in tears, pregnant women delivering their babies under blockade and so on. They're trying very hard to get the world to care. But the wars in which black people are dying get no such coverage. What about the wars in Somalia and in Ethiopia, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the Central African Republic, in South Sudan? Who knows about them? Who is campaigning for them to end? Who is campaigning for the world to care? I digress. Let me come back on point. I was saying that I am not starting anything. I am simply addressing a problem that is very uncomfortable to talk about. I mean, in a place like Jamaica, for example, my home country, the birthplace of Marcus Garvey, one of the most important figures in the struggle for black people globally against the subservient role that the world has given us to play. Even in Jamaica, these racial topics may seem like provocations. We want to think that race is a non-issue, but it is. The motto of Jamaica is, out of many, one people, where the idea is that there are different races, many races in the country, but out of all of them, out of the many, we are one. We are united, one big happy family. That is simply not true. The motto does not reflect what exists. Out of many, one people is a wish. There is racial inequality in Jamaica, but nobody wants to talk about it. Out of the many is only one set of people that I see make up the underclass. It is one set of people who always top the list of victims of homicides. One people that are always protesting and crying for justice. One set of people whose interests are always ignored by the political class. One set of people who can't afford a place to live. One people I see waiting in hours at the public hospitals to be served. For hours. It is one set of people who live in poor and dejected, underdeveloped inner cities. One set of people live in the rundown, neglected rural communities. One set of people who can't afford to stay one night in a hotel even once in their lifetime. One set of people doing the low paying dirty jobs. And that is black people. So we haven't overcome the racial injuries of our past. But we want to remember them when there's a skin bleaching epidemic every now and again. And when we go to the beach and we realize that as a country surrounded by the sea, we have to pay someone else who doesn't look like us. We have to pay them money to access these beaches. We realize that only one set of people do not benefit from the sweets of the country. When we see that most of the resources and wealth produced in the country goes to other countries. And these countries are not African countries or Caribbean countries. But they go to our former enslavers and colonizers. That is when we think about race. We think about race when we realize that we, the majority of the population, owns nothing. And all we have is our labor to sell for cheap to enrich other people who don't look like us. This platform is to call awareness to these things and to do something about them. And to me, what we need to do is to come together. All black people everywhere, to protect our collective interests. For the simple reason that no one else will help us. We have no friends but ourselves. We should seek out and support only those things and those people that elevate black people as a collective. I'm not interested in other races. Why is that? The answer is simple. The other races are okay. And they don't care about our problems. They have their problems to solve. We have to solve ours. I care about black people first and foremost, unapologetically. I am yet to see the US or France or Britain or Switzerland receiving aid. Should all countries receive aid? Or just the ones that need it? No lifeguard tries to rescue anybody who is safe on the beach. But it springs into action when someone is drowning. Black people are drowning and have been drowning since the day we made that fatal error of welcoming others into our civilization. This platform is not a call to hate, gentle people. This is not a call to revenge. This is a call for black people to care about the things that affect black people and find solutions together. I only bring up the past because it cannot be detached from the future. Everything that will happen is based on what has happened. And if we try to create a future without consulting the past, we'll get lost. That is why doctors take medical history before they can diagnose and treat your present ailments. Banks take a credit history to determine if they will lend you their money or how much. Of course, I know that hearing about this black and white thing is triggering for some people. You may have an employer that is white, a spouse that is white, a friend maybe, and they are good people. All white people are not bad people, and all black people are not good people. So based on your peculiar situation, I understand that this conversation is uncomfortable. It's technical. It's something you'd rather not entertain. I get it. But there's no other way to have this conversation without making anybody uncomfortable. Yet, we must have this conversation because our future depends on it. So what are we going to do? I have to speak. I am not purposely trying to offend anyone. I wish there was an offenseless way to say these things. As a matter of fact, there is an offenseless way, but it is disingenuous, truthless, and ineffective. White and black history are forever knitted together, so there is no way to talk about ourselves without talking about them. And they are the ones who have made it so. They are the ones who have inserted themselves into a story as the villains. I wish I could talk to my people only, without mentioning anybody else. But that is simply not possible. And for now, the videos are black and white oriented. But whites are not the only ones who have taken and are taking advantage of black people. There are some black people who are guilty. The Arabs are guilty. And so are the Asians. Our interaction with the white race is just the worst, and that's the truth. The very fact that we care so much about their safety and their feelings in itself is a sign that I need to make these videos. Why are we so concerned about the welfare of a people who have enslaved us, lynched us in public, hanged us, beaten us to death? For the simplest of things. Sometimes we are not even guilty of anything. Our ancestors were lynched sometimes on the basis of an allegation. Why are we so concerned to offend the people whose governments made learning to read as a black person a felony, a crime, who have drenched the earth with our ancestors' blood, who have plundered our continent, our birthright to this day, who have criminalized our skin color and made us the scorn of all men? Why do we care so much about their feelings? What if we could care that much about our own? That is my question. That is my challenge to us. Not to hate others, but to care as much or even more about ourselves. And why are people so afraid of black people knowing their history? What, you think black people are going to resort to violence? Is that even likely? Come on, be honest. With all that we have been through, with all that they have done to us, has black people ever done anything to white people? All the acts of violence and hatred and suppression have been done to us by them. That is an incontrovertible fact of history and a present reality. Anyway, if you are in any doubt about where this platform is going, I hope I succeeded in making it abundantly clear. The platform is a call to unity and self-help, a call for black people to have black people on their minds, a call to learn about ourselves and our past from black people, a call to read, a call to love other black people, a call to support each other, a call to stand up for each other, a call to care. That is what this platform is about. And that's where I leave it for this one. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, share the videos far and wide. Get the word out. And remember to like the videos as well. Follow me on Facebook. The name of the page is Black is One. The link is in the description. Until the next one, live the revolution. Black is one.